Hello and welcome to my top 10 predictions for Star Wars Episode 9. Let's get right into this. At number 10, I have Snoke Returns. Now, wait, I know. Everyone's going to say, that's too predictable, or I'm glad he's gone. I can understand both sides of the fence here, but I do believe that Snoke coming back in one way or another would be really good for this story. I do like that he was a stepping stone to make Kylo Ren the big bad of this series, but I would also like for Snoke to have had a plan for this, for it to have been part of his machinations, that he's controlling Kylo Ren from behind the scenes, and that he wanted him to kill him, that he's going to be more powerful as a Force ghost, maybe. As we saw, there's no argument at all. Yoda was more powerful as a Force ghost than he was as a physical being, so maybe Snoke needed to be freed of his physical vessel so he could perhaps control Kylo Ren somewhat like a marionette from behind the scenes, and it would be really nice to see Kylo Ren having to combat the thoughts or the control of Snoke and get him out of his head, or maybe he's been controlling him this whole time. I just think that would be a really cool dynamic. So at number 10, Snoke returns, but not in a physical form. At number 9, we have a more serious, more mature, but also furious Kylo Ren leading the Knights of Ren to find Force-sensitive children, Force-sensitive people, also to find rebels, and just hunting them down as kind of a death squad. Either join or be destroyed, basically. I think he will recruit some new people for his side as well, as he'll probably understand there's a war coming. As Luke Skywalker said, he said that the Jedi were just beginning, that the rebels were reborn, that everything is basically coming back around. So I would say Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren, who were mysteriously missing from The Last Jedi. But I think that's actually a pretty good thing, because now it'll be even more impactful when we see them on the screen alongside Kylo Ren, hunting down all the Force sensitives. I just think it's going to be cool. Kind of makes me think of that scene where it's The Force Awakens, where you're playing as Darth Vader and you go to Kashyyyk and you're taking out all the Wookiees to find that one light side user Jedi guy who was in hiding. Makes me think about that kind of. Maybe they'll tap into that, because I do not think that The Force Awakens is considered canon anymore. So maybe they'll take a little bit from that story and he'll find someone like Broom Boy, someone for it to be his new apprentice so he could train them. And maybe it'll be years later when he's already found that apprentice. It could be anything like that. But I think at number 9, Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren are just wreaking havoc, hunting people down, and I could see it being kind of like a scary movie when they show up. You know how when Vader showed up to Hoth and he came in and the doors open and you just see him. It's just such a cool scene, and I could see Kylo Ren kind of mirroring that and really living up to the mantle of Vader a little bit more. So there you go. Number 9, Kylo and the Knights of Ren. At number 8, I believe Rey is going to reconstruct the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber, but she will turn it into a dual-bladed lightsaber, somewhat like Darth Maul. I think that would be really cool. She already knows how to fight with that sort of style, and I think it would actually, she'd be more in tune with it than she is with the lightsaber. As you can see, I mean, she's getting better with the lightsaber over the course of these movies, but I think her skill really comes with the staff sort of style, bow staff sort of style, and it would just be awesome to see this on the screen. It'd be a really cool contrast with Kylo Ren's, halberd cross guard lightsaber versus a dual-bladed lightsaber like that. And also, I'd like to see her somewhat complete her training. As you know, in Return of the Jedi, once Vader sees that Luke Skywalker has created his own lightsaber, he's like, oh, your journey to being a Jedi is complete here. Like, he knows. So I think that would be a perfect way to show that she has mastered the Jedi, just the way of the Jedi. It'd be a really cool way to flash forward in time as well, just showing her finish it. It's not been shown on screen in the movies. There was one little outtake where Luke Skywalker was just finishing putting it together in a cave, but it wasn't seen in the final product. I would love to see a more in-depth look at her implanting the kyber crystal, because as the saga has gone on, we found out that these kyber crystals are actually somewhat sentient, like living beings that are inside the lightsaber, and if it chooses you, if it feels like you are worthy of it, you become more powerful with that lightsaber. So I would like to see that intimate process of her making her saber and just becoming that final form of Rey as a Jedi. So at number 8, Rey reconstructs Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber and becomes the Jedi that she should be. At number 7, we have Rey turns to the dark side, completely to the dark side. Now, I have a different prediction a little bit later on that might tap into this a little bit, but this one is just she goes straight dark side. They've already planted the seeds that she is drawn to the darkness. She sought out Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi. She also went straight to that dark side cave when she was in need, when she felt lonely, when she felt like she was alone. She went to the dark side. Also, during her training with Luke Skywalker, she went straight to the darkness after she realized that she had the Force within her. She went straight to the darkness, and that's what scared Luke Skywalker so much as well, because he said that's what happened with Ben. That's what happened with Kylo Ren. So I'm thinking that it would be predictable because they've already planted these seeds, but if they do it right, it could be an incredible reveal. I don't want it to be something where she just turns around and stabs Finn in the chest with a lightsaber or something, but we might see something like that. This has become a saga of they're trying to surprise us. They're trying to keep us out of the know. They're trying to go against what we would like to see on the screen to make it surprising. JJ is now in charge of Episode 9, so he's a little bit more conventional. He does base a lot more. It seems like he does a lot more basing it off of the lore and the facts and things like that. Whereas Rian Johnson, he just seemed like he wanted to throw everything out of the window. So it'll be very interesting to see if J.J. Abrams picks up any of those tools, any of those clues that were left off by Rian Johnson in the previous film. So there you go. Number 7, Rey joins the dark side, which could be the end of the entire saga right there. Well, the entire trilogy is that she just turns to the dark side, and that's the end. We'll have to see. At number 6, we have Rey starting her own Jedi Academy. Now, with the Jedi coming back, as Luke Skywalker was saying, of course they will need a teacher. They will need to find these Force-sensitive people. And I also think that Broom Boy is going to join either Kylo Ren or he's going to join Rey. But I think based off the ending and his ring, I think Broom Boy is going to end up in Rey's academy. So, with Rey starting this academy, she's going to have some trials and tribulations. She's also going to have the warning of Luke Skywalker, of course, because of what happened to his academy, with Ben Solo burning it to the ground, with things like that happening. I think there's going to be a little bit of doubt, and that could be a really cool plot device as well, is that she has in her mind what already happened last time they tried this. So I think that would be an interesting part of this, especially if it's years later and the academy has become kind of well known. But it would have to kind of be like a traveling academy or something, because Kylo Ren's definitely not going to let that happen. So maybe it starts out with an attack on this Jedi Academy and her new Jedi or Padawan, if they want to call him that. Maybe they have to fight off some of Kylo Ren's forces or fight off the Knights of Ren, or maybe that's like halfway through the movie or something. Could be a cool angle, I think. So at number 6, Rey starts a Jedi Academy, and Broom Boy, I think, will join. At number 5, almost right in the middle, we have REY'Lo, which is the union of Kylo Ren and Rey. They come together and the Force is perfectly balanced. They find a way to compromise, and they take down the First Order together, or they turn the First Order into a force for good, because there is some other thing out there that is incredibly powerful that they have to join forces to take down. It could be that Snoke comes back bigger and badder than ever as a Force ghost, or there's some sort of crazy alien race that comes from the unknown regions to really challenge the entire galaxy to stand together as one. So it could be years later, it could be years after The Last Jedi, but there could just be this threat that brings them together, and the Force makes it so that there's some sort of balance or union. I don't know if they'll get married. I don't know about any of that, but I do have to make this prediction because I think it would be a good way for them to end this trilogy, showing how it could start out and how people could become enemies, but that people could change. I don't know how far gone Kylo is at this point, though. It seems like he's pretty far gone, but this is a possibility. There are all kinds of ancient religious overtones and things that do point to this being the way that this will turn out. But it really depends on what they want to do here. I would like to see Kylo get out of this trilogy alive, and I think there's kind of only one way that could go, is that if he either wins, destroys everything, and just becomes the overall supreme emperor of everything, or that there is some sort of union and they have to come together for a common goal. So REY'Lo is number 5, right in the middle. At number 4, keeping with the love theme, we have Finn and Poe fighting over Rey. Now, as these movies have gone on, we have seen that Finn does have an affinity towards Rey. He asked her if she had a boyfriend in the first movie, The Force Awakens. Also, at the end of The Last Jedi, we have this weird kind of smile off thing that's going on on the Millennium Falcon between Poe and Rey. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but it could lead to some problems within the rebellion, especially if this is a couple years later and her and Finn have gotten closer because they haven't been separated or went through, death-defying things where they have to be apart for entire just horrible events. But also I could see Finn being kind of like that machismo type of dude who could get a lot of attention from people who might want to be part of that, might want to be in on the action there. So I don't know. Finn and Poe, could they fight? Could their friendship be tested by having a woman between them? I don't know, and I'm not even sure that Poe is being portrayed as a person who likes women. So who knows? We'll have to see. At number 3, we have General Poe Dameron. Now, because of the unfortunate real-life events that have happened to Carrie Fisher, and also because of the entire movie of The Last Jedi, we have seen that he is slowly learning and slowly becoming the next in line. And if Episode 9 happens years later, hopefully he's been handed down a lot of knowledge from Princess Leia or Leia Organa, whatever you want to call her. Hopefully she has given him a lot of knowledge and fine-tuned his hothead and his fly-off-the-handle, flyboy type attitude. Hopefully he could still turn that on when it's needed, though. I don't want him to lose that. I think that's one of the best things about his character, is that he is so incredibly talented. And it also might be revealed that he becomes a Jedi later, or he definitely seems to be a little bit better than the normal at flying, and normally that is a key factor or key detail that gives us a clue that someone is very force sensitive. Think about it. Anakin was a very skilled pilot. Luke Skywalker, skilled pilot. Before they ever knew that they had the force or that they were incredibly force sensitive, that was their main thing. They were a good racer, they're a good pilot. So maybe Poe Dameron is going to become a Jedi, or he's going to become the general. Either way, Poe Dameron is going to rise in rank one way or another, and that is my prediction for number 3. At number 2, I have an evil union. Now, this is admittedly probably least likely to happen out of all these predictions because, Disney owns the license now. It's supposed to be a fairy tale. Things are supposed to turn out all right. They don't want to put together this thought of, hey, if you just team up with other evil people, you're going to win. You're going to come out on top and you're going to rule the galaxy. They probably don't want to say that to a bunch of young children and forming adults and things like that. So it's probably not likely, but I think it would be a cool thing to see. They come together and they just rule over the galaxy with the First Order behind them, and the final scene is them just staring down at a planet and it's blowing up or something like that, and then they kiss each other or hold each other or something like that. I think that'd be awesome, but probably not going to happen. So, with that said, before we get into number 1, please leave a like on this video if you have enjoyed it. Please leave a comment. Also, subscribe. Click the bell icon. It's going to let you know when I upload new things, when I go live, so you can come by the live streams, all kinds of cool stuff. So let's get straight into number 1. And at number 1, I have Kylo wins. Now, this is not the least likely thing to happen because I do think that Rey and Kylo getting together and ruling in the dark side is the least likely, because I think they want to keep Rey as a hero if she's going to continuously be in this movie, if she's going to actually make it out alive, or if she's going to die. I think they're going to make her either die a hero or continue on as a hero. I'm not thinking that she's going to join up with Kylo, but Kylo wins, guys. And let me tell you why I think they would still do this. Let me tell you why. Because as you're seeing, Kylo is having less and less people to count on in his life. His choices are bringing him to a place where he's going to be the most lonely guy in the galaxy. He's going to rule if he wins, but it's not going to be a fulfilling rule unless he just finds a way to love the darkness so much that he could find something worth living for, worth continuing on. Because he's already killed his father. He's already lost Luke, so he's lost 2 father figures, 3 father figures. He lost Snoke. He took out Snoke. Now he's going to be without Rey, most likely. He's not going to have his mother, Leia, because obviously Leia's not going to be in Episode 9. So all he'll have is Hux, a guy who doesn't even like him and probably wants to kill him. As you saw in Last Jedi, he was going to try to kill Kylo Ren. So I think he may win, but it may be the ultimate story behind his rise to power and his thirst for that is going to turn out that, hey, yeah, you won, but what do you have to show for it? So I think that could be a beautiful way to end this particular trilogy as well, and to show the new Jedi rising up, so that his rule isn't going to be very long, but that he realizes the error of his ways by the end is that he has no one to share it with. It's just a lonely rule. So I think that could be it. I didn't make this thumbnail for nothing. I put this beard on him. I did all this. I didn't do it for nothing. So number 1 is Kylo wins, but I could foresee either he just becomes incredibly evil and that's exactly what he wants and that's it. There's no more conflict in him. He's got the Sith of old, or all the old Sith ghosts are coming back to congratulate him, and he's just basking in the glory of the dark side forever. Or he realizes the error of his ways, but it's too late. It's just over. So that is my top 10 predictions for now. I'm sure I'll come up with 10 more and probably 30 more, 50 more. But my first top 10 predictions is in the books. Let me know what you guys thought. Leave me a comment. As I said before, try to leave a like on this. Subscribe if you like this. If you want to see more of this, let me know. I'll be back at you guys with some more videos in the very, very near future. Hopefully you're having a great new year, and whenever you're watching this, I hope your day is going well. See you guys next time. Gritty Urban, out.